Welcome to Goosebumps. This story is about Amy Kramer, and every Thursday night she feels a little dumb. That's because every Thursday night is family sharing night at her house. Sarah and Jed think it's dumb too, but their mom and dad won't listen to their complaints.
It's the most important night of the week.
It's a family tradition. It's something the kids will always remember.
Right, Mom. It's something I always remember as painful and embarrassing.
You've probably guessed that on family sharing night, every member of the Kramer family has to share something with the rest of the family. It isn't so bad for her sister Sarah. Sarah's 14 years old, 2 years older than Amy, and is a genius painter. Really, one of her paintings was chosen for an art contest at the art museum. Sarah may go to a special art school next year. Family sharing night isn't so bad for her brother Jed either. Jed is such a total goof. One night, he burped really loud and explained that he was sharing his dinner. He thinks he is so cute and adorable. He thinks he can get away with just about anything.
What are you going to share tonight, Jed? I hope it isn't another one of those horrible burps.
That was so gross. Wow.
Jed stuck 2 fingers on the side of his mouth and whistled.
Such a talented family.
Your turn next, Amy. Are you going to tell us another one of your stories?
I'm not going to tell another story tonight until I talk to Dennis tonight.
Amy is a lousy ventriloquist. You see her lips move.
Be quiet, Jed. I think Dennis is funny.
How are you tonight, Dennis?
Not too well.
Really, Dennis? What's wrong?
I think I caught a bug.
You mean you have the flu?
No, termites.
Well, have you been to a doctor?
No, a carpenter.
Don't like that joke, Dennis.
Who's joking?
This is lame.
Let's change the subject, Dennis. Do you have a girlfriend?
At that moment, Dennis's head falls off and Sarah and Jed start to laugh.
Dad, you said you'd get me a new dummy.
I've been checking the stores, but they're all so expensive.
How do you expect me to get better at this when every time I use him, his head falls off?
Hey, Amy, are you home?
Carmen.
Her dad stood in the kitchen, a dummy lying on the table.
Happy on birthday. Dad, is it?
Yes.
It was a new dummy. The dummy had wavy blonde hair painted on his wooden head. The eyes were brown. He had bright red painted lips that curved up into an eerie smile.
Dad, he's great. I found him in a pawn shop. How do you do, Slappy?
Slappy? Is that his name?
I don't know why he's so slappy, so cheekly. He practically gave the dummy away.
He's excellent, Dad. Thanks.
You really like him?
Slappy grinned up at her. His brown eyes stared up into hers. He seemed to be waiting for an answer, too.
Yes, he's awesome. I like his eyes. They look so real.
The eyes move. The eyes move. They're not painted on like Dennis's. They move from side to side.
How do you make his eyes move?
The man showed me. The man showed me. It's not hard. First, you grab the string that works the mouth.
I've got that.
Then you move your hand up into the dummy's head. There's a little lever up there. Do you feel it? Push on it. The eyes will move in the direction you push.
Okay, I'll try.
Slowly, she moved her hand up the dummy's back, through the neck, and into his head. She pushed the button a success. The eyes moved.
Maybe we should examine Slappy.
Her dad examined the dummy shoes carefully. She unbuttoned the gray suit jacket and studied the dummy's painted shirt. Patches of white paint had chipped and cracked, but it was okay.
Everything looks fine, Dad.
As she was unbuttoning the jacket, something caught her eye. Something yellow. A slip of paper poking out from the jacket. It was probably a sales receipt, she thought, but when she pulled out the square of yellow writing on it with weird words in a language she'd never seen before, she squinted hard and slowly read the words out loud.
Carew, Marie, Odana, Roma, Milano, Corano.
I wonder what that means, she thought, and then she glanced down at Slappy's face and saw his red lips twitch and saw one eye slowly close shut in a wink.
Dad, he moved! I told you, Amy, he can't blink. The eyes move from side to side.
No, he winked. His lips twitched and he winked.
Well, maybe his eyelids are loose. I'll see if I can tighten them up. Maybe if I take a screwdriver, I can.
He never finished his sentence because the dummy swung his wooden hand up and hit her dad on the side of the head.
Ouch! Hey, stop it, Amy, that hurt! Me? I didn't do it. The dummy did it. I didn't touch him, Dad. I didn't move his hand. Not funny. You know I don't like practical jokes.
She opened her mouth to answer, but no words came out. She decided that she'd better just shut up. Of course her dad wouldn't have believed that a dummy had slapped him. She didn't believe it herself. Dad must have pulled too hard when he was examining the head. Dad jerked up the hand without realizing it. That's how she explained it to herself. What other explanation could there be? The next night, she went to bed early. The next morning, she woke up to Sarah's screams.
Mom! Dad! Hurry! Come and see what Amy did!
Her heart pounding, she began running down the hall to Sarah's room.
Oh, no!
She peered into Sarah's room and gasped.
No!
Her eyes darted from wall to wall, reading her name over and over. Amy. Why her name? She blinked several times, trying to blink away the red squall away.
Why, Amy? I didn't. Amy, no stories. But Mom, I didn't do it. Amy, this is serious.
Jed rubbed his fingers over the writing.
Dry.
That means it was done during the night. This isn't just mischief. Slappy did it. I'm not crazy, Dad. I'm not. Amy, please. Come with me. I'll prove it. See? That proves Slappy did it. See?
The dummy sat cross-legged on the closet floor. His head stood erect on his narrow shoulders. In his right hand, he clutched a flat paintbrush. The bristles were caked with red paint.
I told you Slappy did it. Oh, Amy, did you really think you could blame it on his dummy by putting a paint in his hand? You really don't believe me? We can't believe that a wooden dummy has been doing this horrible thing in Sarah's room. Why don't you tell us the truth? But I am! Guess I'll have to call a painter for Sarah's room. It'll at least take 2 coats to cover up the red.
Her parents made their way slowly from her room, talking about how much it was going to cost to have Sarah's room painted.
But I didn't do it!
Later that night, Amy decided that she would stay up all night and catch Slappy in the act. She drifted to sleep, but a low click made her eyes shot wide open. She raised her hand in time to see the closet door start to open. Then a shadow stepped out from behind the door, the dark door. The figure took a silent step. Slappy. Yes! She waited until he slithered and scraped out from the door and into the hall. She stopped at the door and poked her head into the hall. He was in Sarah's room. A mural was tacked up. Where was Slappy? She took a step into the room and saw him. She saw his big wooden hand fumble over the table of supplies.
Hey, Amy, what are you doing?
Then, without waiting for an answer, she started to shout.
Mom, Dad, Amy's in here again. What's going on? What's the problem? He was going to ruin the mural. I heard Slappy sneak out of the closet. I followed him to Sarah's room. I grabbed him before he did something terrible. You saw Slappy, right?
Yeah, I see him. You're carrying him in your arms.
No, you saw him sneak into your room, right?
I saw you come into my room. You're carrying it, Amy. You're carrying the dummy and the brush.
But,
Her eyes darted from face to face. No one in her family was going to believe her. The next morning, her mom hung up the phone as Amy came down for breakfast.
who's that on the phone?
Dr. Palmer's secretary.
Isn't she a shrink?
I tried to get you an appointment for today, but she can't see you till Wednesday.
But Mom!
No discussion. Just talk to her once. It might make you feel better.
Yeah, sure.
She walked into her room where Slappy appeared out of nowhere.